And he said, yo, I'm trying to sign you. Like, not
Damn.
even 2 minutes later, I called my dad. My dad had my uncle on the phone, the one that's kind of in the industry. So we were all on the call. I was like, yo, someone's trying to sign me. He's telling me to come to LA. And this is like when midterms are about to happen in school. So I'm like, yo, I'm gone. Like, I don't care. Like, I'm
Yeah.
just letting y'all know this is not me asking permission. I'm just letting y'all know what's happening. Yo.
Yeah, what's up? One sec. Let me just switch the mic. My other one ran out of battery.
But
But yeah, yo, what's up, man? So you said you were gonna go to the studio later on today. Tell me more about that.
yeah, usually that's just what my day consists of. Even before this shit, like, just wake up, go to the studio. Cause like I'm not really doing other rapper stuff like shows, and even before like this, like right now would have probably been the time I was doing shows, just because I've gotten like kind of to that point. But
Yeah.
then like before I got signed, I was probably like at I think like 2,000 followers. So
Yeah.
it was just working, being in the studio, trying to get hits out, trying to
Yeah,
get some.
I'm happy about your growth, man. I heard your name for a bit because my brother kept trying to show me your song, and
Oh fuck,
I don't know
what's
with
it?
which song was it. I think it was Slatt with
Oh,
who's the guy on it, the white dude on it.
oh, Lil Spirit.
Yeah. He's trying to show me that song, but I don't know. When people show me music, I'm just like, okay. But
Mm-hmm.
then the thing was, someone tagged you, like submitted you into our live stream that we do, and
Okay.
we played your song and you won, because your song was the best out of like all the songs.
Uh,
And yeah, people were just like going crazy to like, yo, this Duffle Bag song is so hard. So
uh,
coincidentally, you messaged me like around that time.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, so nah, I'm just happy that we got around to this, and I think it's really early in your career, but I just have like a gut feeling that you're gonna be a star, man. Like I have faith.
For sure. I mean, I appreciate that. Like, it's been like that for the most part. Like all the people I've met, like in the industry and like done, like anything to do with music has been like kind of that thing. Like ever since the get go. Like not like because I haven't really had any. Even before I got signed, I didn't really have any music to get like signed off. But it was just like people believing in me and believing in me. I'm thankful for that. So I
Yeah,
appreciate it.
no, for sure, man. I actually checked out your 1800 project fully. I love the cover art, first of all, so that
Uh,
inclined me to listen to it. So I checked it out. I would describe your sound as like really melodic. Obviously, your production's going to be like stellar because you got like Nick Muir on it. But I think that your songs are the perfect length. You never try to overdo it with like a 4-minute song. Um, and I think you take a lot of risks with your vocals.
mm-hmm.
That's probably the main reason you stood out to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, tell me more about like how did you develop your specific sound?
I would say now it's kind of like developed to the point where like I have a couple different lanes I can go to, and like I feel like over this last 6 months, like probably since October was the first time I came to LA, to like now has been like really like okay, now I know like what I can do, like what I'm good at, what people want from me, kind of thing.
Mm,
And I'm still kind of learning because I'm still gaining fans and whatnot. But
yeah,
like it's just been being in the studio and trying different shit and just not saying no to stuff because like Taz, his whole thing is like he'll just especially when I was living there, we wake up at probably like 7:30, just sit in the backyard, whatever, smoke, and he's just listening to bunch of shit, and like maybe he'll hear like some shit like T-Pain. He's like, "Yo, I think you could do some shit like this,"
oh
and
yeah,
then that'll be like the goal for today, or like he'll pull up some Young Thug shit. He'd be like, "Yo, you just made some shit like this, like
hmm
you could do some shit like that," type of thing. So it's just like all that shit, like him throwing ideas at me and me being able to be like, all right, have like a little reference of something, you know what I'm saying? Like a good song and try to recreate that feeling. I think that's helped a lot too, like trying to create my sound and just like honing in on a sound.
Well, do you care when people like compare you to artists?
They do that to everyone when they're coming up, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah,
even though Thug was compared to Wayne,
oh yeah,
Uzi was compared to Thug, you know
hmm
what I'm saying? It's just like, it is what it is. That's
yeah,
just people trying to wrap their head around the music to me. That's a
yeah.
good thing if they're talking about it in any way.
I also think in the beginning, like when you put out your first project, it takes a couple projects, maybe like two or three, to fully find like what's your distinct sound, anyways. So like I said, yeah, like you still have time.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, I'm just kind of curious, like I know you're like in your 20s. Like, how old are you?
20.
Oh,
I
you're
turned
20.
20.
Sick. Me
Yeah, I
too.
turned 20 in October.
Oh, sick. I'm same age as you, so
So
I
far.
really respect young kids really like doing it. So were you in school before this or?
Yeah, I was in St. John's in Queens, New York. I was there for a year. And fucking, I got the boot. I was on academic probation. I was before I got signed. I was in community college, but yeah, it only was like I had a scholarship to go there, like on some academic shit. So it wasn't that I wasn't smart or nothing. It was just like I was spending my time in the studio. Like the way the studio was working out, like all the studios in New York, like there's the ones in Manhattan that take the label budgets and you can only go there if you have that shit.
Yeah.
And then there's like other low key ones, but like the way that they set it up is like, so if like you want to record in the daytime, it's cheaper type of thing. So
Yeah.
that's what I was doing. I was like fucking skipping class and shit
Mm.
and just, trying to record, trying to do that shit. Cause I felt like that's where, that's where I needed to be.
What was your degree? Like what was your area of study?
I was majoring in business marketing to be
Oh,
exact.
okay. I think that's
Yeah.
kind of what just like everyone does when they don't know for sure what they want to do,
Yeah.
but they're like, oh, that's pretty broad, you
Like I
know?
market some shit. I'd be on Instagram. I
Yeah.
can do, yeah, that's, yeah, but
You feel like you actually learned a lot from going to school or actually trying it
I feel
out
like
yourself.
the only things I learned was like what I wanted to do because like at my school there was like half of the A&Rs at Alamo went to my school. They were seniors when I was a freshman, and then there was a couple people at Def Jam,
Hmm.
and like they were like my music was kind of circulating in like the school, and like I was meeting A&Rs and we were just friends, and they would like do shit like ask me to do little shit like you ever heard of Money Mar?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
Yeah,
from
so like
DC, isn't he?
yeah, he's from DC.
Yeah.
That's my homie.
Okay.
So like the first time he came to New York, like the A&Rs were hitting me like, "Oh, I heard you know Mark. Can you get me and meet like all that shit?" So like I was kind of like in the mix and shit.
Hmm.
So I was seeing how shit kind of worked.
Yeah.
So I would say like that more taught me anything than like being in classes and stuff.
Did you ever think that you could use like your business like skills from school to work in the music industry, like not as an artist, but in the industry?
Mhm. That was like how I was leaning towards like towards the end of that year. I'm not gonna say I was giving up on rap, but it was just like okay, I could probably be like a good ass manager because like the whole thing worked with like Mar and like I got him like helped him get his little meetings or whatever and like
Yeah.
I just know how to talk to people and I felt like if this didn't work, I still think I could do that shit like after because rap's not gonna last forever. I definitely want to have artists and whatnot, but
Mm.
I feel like that's how I was thinking. I wanted to be in the music industry and do this shit, and that's why I was in business too because like all
Yeah.
the little NRs were doing business and whatnot. So yeah.
Gotcha. How did your parents feel about this? Because I know I watched your No Jumper interview and you come from a pretty good background. Like your
Yeah.
dad's a lawyer and your mom's a dentist.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did your parents feel about you doing music? Because
They like
yeah.
they weren't really fucking with it at the beginning. Like when I was like kind of not telling them about it, going to the studio, and they were asking where I was, and like I would just be like, not then. When I got to college, it was kind of a breaking point because like my uncle, he's also in the industry. Like he works with like QC and shit. He helps with like marketing. Yeah, so like he's in the scene, and he's like my dad's best friend. I sent him my music before, and he was like giving me like, okay, this is how you can help your Instagram. You can run ads on your music. Like he was giving me little tips and shit, but like
Yeah.
my uncle told my dad like, look, he got the bug, which means like he knows when like artists like go from the point of trying this shit out to like, okay, I want to do this shit, and
Uh-huh.
he's like, he got the bug, like I can't do nothing about it. He's going to New York, and then my parents were kind of like, okay, they would call me every day, making sure I was doing my schoolwork, but I had gotten a refund check, and I was still running this shit up on the studio and not. But
Yeah.
once they kind of seen like the contract and shit come in, they got to the point where they were like, okay, like this could work, and we're not too worried about it. Like he's gonna have some income or whatever. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, they're on my side now. Shit, my dad helped with my contract and all that. So,
That's cool. No,
yeah,
yeah, it's good that they're like somewhat supportive. I mean, regardless, I think every artist kind of made it from the mud though, because people don't understand how hard it is to go from like that those zero fans to 1,000. You know, like despite of who you are, where you come from, whether you're rich or you're poor, like that's so
yeah,
hard, man. So like, have you felt like that struggle, like from going from zero to 1,000?
sure. It's like it's just I feel like really like getting your first like couple thousand fans is the hardest part. It's just like getting your little wave, and then those people are gonna like go out and talk about you. It gets easier once you get more fans. I feel like to
Yeah.
get more fans, but definitely like that first little part, like just people trying to, because people don't really want to take a chance on music, especially like if it doesn't have like numbers behind it. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
if it doesn't have credibility, like nobody's really
Yeah.
the music could be great. And I've seen this too. Like my man's like right here, he's sitting next to me, but he'll be showing me artists and like there's one artist, he's like he lived in our neighborhood. His name's Frico. He
Okay.
lived in our neighborhood and like I was like, oh, okay, this nigga lives in our neighborhood. Like, why you showing me? Didn't listen until like he showed me about 10 times, and I was like, oh shit, this is like a hit. And
Mm-hmm.
like even like Internet Money Taz fucking with him now and shit. But like, yeah, the shit had like 500 views or shit. So
Yeah.
I didn't want to look at it. But like, yeah, it's just hard to get that initial shit.
Yeah.
But you got to keep pushing.
Yeah, you're kind of touching on like being with Taz. I just want people to know the story of you really getting signed to Internet Money and like
Mm-hmm.
what was going through your mind when Taz found you because it was through a live stream or something, right?
Yeah, so like Side Piece was streaming on YouTube, and I submitted a song. Uh, I submitted like two songs actually. Like the price he was doing was $6, and I submitted two songs for $30 just to make sure like he seen my shit because I knew it was a lot of submissions.
That's a good
Played it,
deal. That's a pretty good price.
yeah. But now it's like hiked up. I was like, damn, because No Jumper at the time was charging like 150,
Yeah.
and I was this Side Piece like he found Juice WRLD. Why am I paying Adam fucking dollars? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So did that shit. He liked the song a lot. Somebody has that shit screen recorded because they sent it to me.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta find it again. But he saw it. He was like, "This is the best shit I heard on live stream." Sent me a pack that night. The day after I recorded on like all the beats, it was like maybe 6 beats or 7 beats. And then like that, maybe like a couple days later, I posted one of the songs, like a trailer to one of the songs.
Mm-hmm.
I saw it and like swiped up, and he said, "Yo, I'm trying to sign you." Like not
Damn.
even 2 minutes later, I called my dad. My dad had my uncle on the phone, the one that's kind of in the industry,
Yeah.
and then fucking my mom tried to call me. So just on some random shit. So we were all on the call. I was like, "Yo, someone's trying to sign me." He's telling me to come to LA, and this is like when midterms are about to happen in school. So I'm like, "Yo, I'm gone." Like I don't care. Like I'm
Yeah.
just letting y'all know this is not me asking permission. I'm just letting y'all know what's happening.
Yeah.
And from there, I went to fucking LA the next day. Got there early in the morning, like 8 o'clock, and not that day, but the day after, I was recording, and I recorded some shit on the last tape, not the
Oh, okay.
last tape, but the tape before that. I did Faith in Me in there, and a couple others that
Yeah.
people like. Yeah, it was just like working. Like as soon as I met him, we were working. He's cool.
Yeah.
Like at that time, he had like shit going on. Like, but like now that we've like I spent a lot of time with him and shit, like we're pretty close. Like that's the homie for sure.
You know, you're already signed to Internet Money and 10K, so it's like for other kids who might want to get on Taz's radar, whether they're a producer, an artist, maybe they like make cover art, or even like someone who owns a media outlet like myself. What's your advice on getting on
Just
Taz's
tweet him,
radar?
it's really tweet him, add him, DM. He looks through all the shit. Like people think like if he doesn't say nothing, it's just because it's not good enough. Yeah,
Yeah.
really. But he sees a lot. Like he spends his whole day in there
Mm-hmm.
in the house looking for artists, helping. If he's not helping us with our music, he's looking for artists, looking through shit when he needs cover art or cover artists or creative directors or whatever. He's
Yeah.
looking through everything. So
Yeah. No, that's
yeah.
dope. I think yeah, because a lot of kids they go about DMing people the wrong way. Did you sort of like DM people the wrong way before you got signed?
I think I stopped like really DMing people. Like I didn't really like. Now I kind of do because like I know people see it. I have a check, and if I have something to say, like what I'm saying, it'll pop up. So if they don't see it, they're just or if they don't wanna, if they don't answer, it's probably because they weren't interested or whatever. But
Yeah.
like before, I was realizing like I was wasting time like DMing people, like asking for a chance or whatnot,
Yeah.
and like I just rather just like go about it myself. Whether it's like doing your own kind of like Instagram shit and like going to people's pages and liking shit and trying
Yeah.
to make them see you or whatnot. I'd rather do that than go ask, what I'm saying, go DM somebody, try to get a handout. Because like at the end of the day, like they'll find you. Like there's a lot of A&Rs out there and their job is to look for music and shit. So
Mm-hmm.
they'll find you if you're ready.
Yeah. Also, at the end of the day, like what I tell people is the content really matters the most. You could write the
Mm-hmm.
most amazing DM, but your real leverage is your content. If your song is amazing, that's your leverage, not like how nice you worded the email. So
Yeah, big time.
yeah.
Like,
So what was a playlist you were listening to? Because other than Moments, for
mm-hmm.
this album that you made, what were some other songs that kind of inspired you?
I was listening to a lot of Thug, like So Much Fun, and then I went back to Beautiful Thugger Girls.
Mm.
That's my shit. That's probably my favorite Thug
It's
album.
pretty underrated, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then what else? I was listening to Brent Faiyaz a lot. I was listening to Dirk. I
Hmm.
was listening to. That's pretty much it. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Who are some people that you think you you really want to get in this. Well, I don't know what in the studio because we can't do that anymore. But who are some
Mm.
people you wanna get on tracks with soon?
I like Dirk. I want to do a song with Dirk for sure. I want to do a song with Cash Page.
Oh, Cash Page is blowing up, dude. Yeah, yeah,
Alright.
for sure.
Lucky.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and Shorty Shorty.
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
hard too. He's hard too. Yeah, I think the Cash Page one will definitely be like a good combo
Mm-hmm.
between you two.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, nah, I just again, like I said before, I really have faith in you, man. I feel like you have a combination of a lot of sounds, but it's just crazy, you know. Someone submitted your song in our live, and from that, I really wanted to interview you. So,
It's
uh,
like the story of my life right now. Just like live streams getting me.
so smart,
Getting me.
bro. Nah,
Yeah.
it's really smart. Well, yeah, man. Like I said, if you ever need anything, you know, if you ever have a song that comes out, let me know.
For
I
sure.
fully believe in you, and I appreciate you doing the interview, man.
Appreciate you. I appreciate Kids Takeover. I was watching that shit like way before all this shit. Probably before, even before I was getting signed. I fuck with your channel heavy. I was watching like all your what was the one we were watching at the Bubba the Savage interview we was watching at
Yeah.
that little piece funny and shit. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Man,
fuck
that's so
with you, bro.
fire, man. I'm happy to hear that. Well, yeah, man. Well, let's stay in touch, and I'm gonna tell people to keep listening to your albums. I love it.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Everybody watching, go fucking listen to the 1800 shit. Thank you.
go check it out. All right, see you, man. Yo, guys, thanks so much for watching that interview with Ty. I think this video really goes to show that anything could happen to your career at like any time. He isn't as huge as the other artists we've interviewed, but I messed with his song so much on the live stream that I was just intrigued to check out his other stuff, right? And because of that, now we're interviewing him. So I just thought, this would be useful to like other young artists who watch the channel. Ty got signed to Taz Taylor off a live stream, so I think you guys should be using similar tactics like that aren't even that expensive. But anyways, let's do the top comment of the week. So on our last video, which was the Mike Dean interview, Z Main commented, "This is so legendary, bro, asking all the right questions to iconic ass interview." Yo, my guy, I appreciate you that you gave me my props, because that was a hard interview to conduct with all the difficulties. And if you guys didn't get to see, it should be right there. And so is the subscribe button. If you really want to be a part of the journey, I suggest you click subscribe.